Peace, y'all. Johnny Fastlane here. So, Bun B shoots a dude that tries to rob his crib, and Wack 100 disses E-40. Plus, the FBI raid Kodak Black's tour bus while he's on stage. Let's talk hip-hop. Alright, so first of all, I want to say, thank God that, nothing happened to Bun B, and that he's safe, that his family is safe, his girl, his wife, his kids and everything. Nobody wants to wake up or, just be chilling throughout their day and see, something tragic happen to, Bun B, you know what I'm saying? So thank God for that, right? So, this dude, DeMonte Jackson, right, runs up in the house and he's basically trying to rob the place. So I guess, he's in Houston, he's in Texas, he's in a real nice neighborhood, and he's like, I'm gonna try to get these people, right? And he goes into one of the houses, and I really don't think that he even knew that it was Bun B's house, but he goes into one of the houses and he sees a black woman, right? So usually in these neighborhoods, you're not seeing that. You might see a wife of a dentist, whatever the case may be, but it was a black woman, and he, puts the gun to her, and he's basically like, hey, give me your shit, give me what you got, trying to rob them. So Bun B is in the house, but he's in another part of the house, so Bun B doesn't even know what's going on at all, right? So the woman, Bun B's wife, basically gives him whatever she has, on her person, maybe jewelry, credit card, cash, whatever the case may be. And then she gives him the keys to one of Bun B's cars and just tells this dude, DeMonte Jackson, just to get out of here, right? For the safety of everybody, for the safety of herself, for the safety of Bun B. And then what will Bun B do if he realizes and sees what's going on, right? So she's actually probably trying to save this dude, DeMonte Jackson's life, by just being like, you know what? Take this Bun B's car and get out of here. You know what I'm saying? So she gives him the keys, and he actually does. He goes into the garage to hop in one of the vehicles, right? And then I guess by this time, Bun B comes downstairs and she tells him yo, dude try to rob us. He's in the garage right now, getting into one of the cars. So Bun B, grabs his licensed gun, which he has every right to have in the state of Texas in his own home, right? And he runs downstairs to the garage and then shoots the nigga while the nigga's hopping in Bun B's car, right? He just shot him in the shoulder. The dude got away somehow and ended up going to a local hospital. And then once he got to the hospital, the police arrested him there, right? Crazy, right? So, Bun B had every right to, 1, bear arms, 2, use that firearm, 3, stand your ground, and you're in your own home protecting your house, your family, your wife, and your possessions. So he was in every, right to do that. So, the police came, they asked him a couple of questions, and they was like, all right, cool. And, Bun B, went on about his day and, never was in police custody or anything, right? This happened, yesterday in the afternoon, broad day, maybe 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Just a crazy ass situation, and I thank God that Bun B was able to really defend himself, yo. And also I think that it's messed up different states have different laws, because if that was New York and Bun B was in New York, whether the gun was licensed to him or not, he would have still ended up going to jail, at least for a little while, until they were able to sort everything out, which is crazy. But in Texas they was all right, cool, you did the right thing. We got the dude, and that's it. So the dude is shot in the shoulder. He ain't dead or anything like that. Bun B is cool. His family is cool. His car is good. No possessions were taken. And this is some, OG shit. This is some real nigga shit, right? So, not being a real nigga is not all about being tough and, toxic masculinity, as, y'all want to call it and stuff like that. I'm not saying that. Every nigga that shoots somebody is not a real nigga. I'm not saying that. But we all know that Bun B is an OG, he's a legend, one half of UGK, and it's just a blessing that, he was able to get out of this situation pretty much unscathed, and he's safe. So let me know what y'all think about this in the comments.
tell you what a whole nigga do. You tell him, nigga, fuck you, you bitch ass nigga. I don't fuck with you. He turn around and go call everybody else and start adding names to it. No, nigga. I told you. E-40, I don't fuck with you. Nigga, I done called your phone, nigga. You don't want to pick up, nigga. I told you 2 months ago I didn't fuck with you with the fuck shit you did, nigga. Nigga, so ain't no reason for you to call me, nigga, like I'm one of your side bros and I done forgot about it, nigga. It's gonna fuck you then, it's gonna be fuck you now, nigga. I told you, Earl, you, fuck you, nigga. You, nigga. No other nigga, you, I told you, fuck you, nigga. Either run the bag, nigga, or it ain't happening. You know what time it is, nigga. Fuck ass shit you doing, nigga. Since you wanna play this game, I'ma play back with your ass, nigga. Like that, nigga.
Yo, Wack 100 is wild. Yo, let me tell you what a whole nigga do. And then he decides to like just go at E-40, right? So like this shit is going crazy because everybody is like, why in the fuck is Wack 100 like really talking shit to E-40? Like, where is this coming from? You know, who knows? Everybody is just like, yo, listen, Wack 100 is bugging out and he is talking about E-40 and we don't know why. This is crazy, right? So in the video, he's basically talking like, yo, run the bag, right? And then he says something like, you know, I told you 2 months ago I don't fuck with you unless you run that bag. It was fuck you then and it's fuck you now, right? So like, what the hell is he talking about? Or why is he even mad or upset at E-40? Especially when E-40 hasn't said anything about it. Nobody knew that these two had any kind of beef or anything, right? But I think I know what's going on. Right? So there's been like a whole, well, not a whole bunch of people, but it's been some people, right? Especially on the West Coast, right? So not New York niggas, not niggas from the South, or not New York rappers, I should say, or not rappers from the South, or not rappers from the Midwest, but a lot of rappers from California are basically on this sort of like fuck Tupac thing, right? Where they're like, yeah, Tupac was a gangster, or well, he acted like a gangster. So that's the whole thing. So there's a lot of real niggas from the streets of California who are basically saying like Tupac wasn't so as gangster as y'all think, right? Tupac was an image. You know, Tupac wasn't about that life at all. And yeah, he died because he was fighting Orlando, whatever his name is, up in the, you know, the MGM, and then he got shot, and that was gang related type stuff. But really and truly, Tupac wasn't no real gangster, right? He was like a hang-around or like a follower almost. It's almost like they want to say like Tupac was like a 6ix9ine almost. Like he wasn't really about that life, but he was running with dudes that was about that life. They were screaming gang gang, so Tupac decided to scream gang gang, and everybody was fooled thinking that Tupac was a super thug and super gangster when he really wasn't, right? So a lot of people in California are saying like, yo, fuck Tupac. So like 03 Greedo, right, from Grape Street, he basically was like, yo, Tupac ain't shit, Tupac's a bitch, right? And then also Wack 100. Wack 100, you know, has been saying like Tupac wasn't all that, he wasn't no gangster, you know, yeah, he was a cool rapper, but that's about it. And Tupac, Wack 100 even went to the point to insinuate that, Tupac was bisexual. Now, I don't know, man. Like, the pictures are funny, but, you know, I don't know, right? So after, you know, Wack 100 dissed, you know, Tupac, a lot of people in California weren't really feeling him, right? So just so y'all know, right? Wack 100 is a blood, right? He's an OG, triple OG. He is a blood. He's the games manager. He's been the games manager for a long ass time now. He's Ray J's manager. He's been Ray J's manager for a long ass time. You know, Ray J is super successful. The game is super successful, and he's a blood too. And then he's also a Blueface's manager too. Blueface is a Crip, and Blueface is pretty much brand new, but Wack 100 sort of discovered Blueface and took him to Birdman, Cash Money. Birdman is also a triple OG blood, but Birdman obviously is from Louisiana, not California. But Birdman and Wack 100, they do business together, plus they blooders. So, you know, hey, sign Blueface and everything's all good. You manage Blueface too. So he has 3 artists. And also Wack 100 got into a physical fight with Stitches and knocked Stitches out. The Miami rapper Stitches, who, you know, Stitches is pretty cool, right? So Wack 100 is like, he is from the streets. He's no bitch, right? And so he's basically insinuating that Tupac is not as gangsta as people say he is, right? Whatever the case may be, E-40 and Wack 100 decided that they wanted to work together, right? This was like maybe a year ago. So E-40 actually came through, you know, did some stuff for Wack 100, whatever, blah, 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 right? But as that, you know, relationship between E-40 and Wack 100 was developing, a lot of people kind of started looking at E-40 kind of funny, like, how are you working with this dude who, you know, dissed or badmouthed Tupac? Now, you know, why E-40 decided to work with Wack 100 in the first place, I don't know, right? Maybe E-40 didn't know about Wack 100's comments on Tupac, or maybe E-40 didn't really take it with that much seriousness or that much merit. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, he was talking shit about Tupac, but whatever, that's him. You know what I'm saying? But I'm over here working, right? Whatever the case may be, the general consensus of the public kind of made E-40 pull out of working with Wack 100, right? So now Wack 100 is left here. He spent money on whatever project that he's doing with E-40. You know, you front the bill, you do this and that, and then you sit here with no results. You spent your time, you spent your money, you spent your resources, and now I'm looking like a fool because I'm telling people XYZ is coming out with E-40, and then XYZ don't come out with E-40, right? So now I need to be compensated, right? Now I feel like you, E-40, I feel like you owe me some money at least for everything that I did and for my troubles, right? And I guess basically E-40 is like, nah, hell nah, I pulled out of whatever project, but I'm not paying you no money for that project. I'm not paying you back the money that you spent out of your pocket for whatever project you was doing. I decided to not work with you because I heard that you were badmouthing Tupac, or the public made me feel like I shouldn't align myself with a dude that was badmouthing Tupac. That's kind of where it is right now. So then then Wack 100, boom, drops the video, right? Very cryptic video, and he doesn't go into detail about why they're beefing, but that is literally why they beefing. You know, so E-40 has not responded yet to anything like this because Wack 100 just put this video on his IG like in the middle of the night last night, and it's dumbass early in the morning right now. So I'm sure maybe E-40 will respond to it, or maybe not, because like real G's don't go back and forth on like IG. You know what I'm saying? Maybe if he does an interview with like Big Boy or something in a neighborhood, he might, you know, say, yeah, you know, my beef with Wack 100 XYZ. But as of right now, you know, we only have information from one side, which is Wack 100 side, and also a lot of people don't even know why the hell they even beef in the first place, but that's the reason why. Let me know what y'all think about this in the comments. So the FBI looks at rappers today as like the new hip-hop equals the mafia, right? So back in the day, you had all these different crime families, and they were making millions of dollars through like different schemes, racketeering, money laundering. You know, I watched an interview on Vlad TV with one of the biggest crime bosses, and he said he made his millions of dollars by like raising up the taxes on different gas stations. He owned like 80 something gas stations in New York, and he used to like raise up the taxes. So even if he would get 4 cents or 3 cents or 7 cents per gallon for every gallon that was spent throughout every single gas station, that would amount to millions of dollars per day. So, you know, the mafia used to have like the East Coast in a stronghold, right? And that's really how New York even got built. And I mean, they were in the pockets of politicians, you know, police officers, everything. Like they had New York, New Jersey, you know, Chicago, Pennsylvania, you know, under a whole lot of pressure, right? And if you ever watch like Boardwalk Empire on HBO, it kind of breaks down everything for you, right? East New York, Brownsville, which is in Brooklyn, is still one of the craziest neighborhoods in New York, period. And that was because the mafia used to have Murder Inc. set up there, where they would literally have murder for hire, you know, Maya Lansky and all that stuff like that, right? But this is back in the day type shit, right? So the mafia, they're still around, but they're very, very weak, right? But then you have hip hop, right? So hip hop, same thing, right? So you have rappers who are making millions of dollars through, you know, a lot of these millions actually come through legal things from the record label, and then they make hundreds of thousands of dollars through like illegal things, you know, money laundering, drug dealing, guns dealing, and stuff like that, right? And the fact that these guys who, you know, are criminals, who may have a criminal past, who may know a lot of criminals, are now in possession of millions of dollars thanks to their talent and thanks to the record label giving them millions of dollars. Now they have power and access to pretty much whatever they want, right? So the government, especially like the CIA and the FBI, look at rap or hip hop as the new mafia, right? And like, just like you have different crime families, you'll have different record labels, right? So, you know, maybe you're Def Jam, right? Maybe you're, I don't know, on Atlantic. Maybe you're, you know, rep Sniper Gang, like a Kodak Black, or, you know, maybe you are YBN, like, you know, Almighty J and Amir and Corday, you know, whatever the case may be. But like these different sets or these different gangs or these different record labels or these different crews are almost like different crime families, right? And the nigga that's been in the news for a while now has been Kodak Black, right? And not only that, but not only is Kodak Black always trending and always going viral and always basically saying something and like put the light on himself, he's also recently got arrested at the Canadian border trying to come back from Canada with a bunch of guns on him and a little bit of weed, right? So now the FBI, they really have their sights on Kodak Black, and they're really trying to take him down as if he's like a crime boss of a crime family, right? So they were strategic with it. Kodak Black was in Washington, D.C. last night performing because, you know, he's like doing his East Coast tour. And that's the whole reason why he ended up getting caught at the border with the guns anyway, right? Because he was in Detroit, he had a bunch of guns, and he was trying to, whatever, right? He had it for his safety, right? He was trying to travel from Detroit to Boston, and the GPS took him up and through northern New York, Canada, and then back down to Massachusetts and Boston. They ended up going through, you know, with no problem with the guns. They weren't trying to hide them or anything like that. But, you know, they were like, oh my God, we have blah, blah, blah. They made it through. So they thought they were going to make it back through, and they didn't. Then they got caught with it, right? So it was literally like they were in Canada for like a half hour, right? So then he ends up going to Boston. That show got canceled. He had another show somewhere else that he did. And then last night, he's still on the East Coast. He's in D.C. now, performing. And then while he's on stage, the police decide to raid his tour bus, right? So everybody that was on the tour bus, they took him out, they put him in handcuffs and made them stand up on the side of the curb. And some people were sitting down on the side of the curb too. They was in handcuffs. I know they was thinking like, this, that, bullshit. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, the FBI raided it. They found 4 more guns and arrested 5 people. Kodak Black wasn't one of them, which is good, you know what I'm saying? So like at this point, Kodak Black really has to travel and be clean because they are trying to get you. They will not hesitate to lock a nigga up, you know what I'm saying? Especially if they could justify it and say, oh, you was racketeering, you was money laundering. If they try to hit you with all those other charges, then it's crazy. And all these RICO charges, which is the same charges that like 6ix9ine got and Treyway, because they took those guys down just like the Mafia too, right? All those charges that these guys got were like not even like hand to hand, like I sold dope to an undercover and then I got arrested, you know what I'm saying? No, nothing like that. It was like my associate sold dope to a informant who is not a cop at all, but is now snitching and telling on people, and that's how they got arrested. Like, they're using like RICO charges, they're using conspiracy charges. So even if you're not the one who's caught red-handed with the shit in your hand, you still get like crazy years in prison, which is insane. You know what I'm saying? So Kodak Black gotta watch himself now, because they on him. And if he don't take this as a warning, then I don't know, man. But he's got to watch out for himself. You know what I'm saying? Because they will not hesitate to lock your black ass up in a minute. Let me know what y'all think about all this in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Make sure y'all follow me at Johnny Fastlane on everything. That's JONNY Fastlane on Instagram and Twitter. And y'all already know what to do. Peace.